Good morning, everyone. Thank you for showing up earlier in the morning today. So I understand how difficult it is throughout these conferences in many buildings, so thank you for coming over here. We wanted to talk today about a topic, a very important topic about e-commerce and the ecosystem of the e-commerce world that will help retailers, furniture vendors to optimize their business. A little bit about myself and the company. So MG Logics is a solutions company. We're an implementation partner for the larger or for the platforms that are out there: Shopify, BigCommerce, Salesforce. We also provide consulting services. So we work with our customers and partners to understand the pain points. So I like what Caprice mentioned, pain points. What are the pain points that our customers are having? And that's how we come in to figure out a solution together, collaboratively with you. We don't decide what the solution is. We work with you to identify the best solution for the business, right? Initially, it's just coming in, seeing what you have, and if we believe that there's something that we can do for you, we'll work with you. Myself, I come from a technology consulting background, digital transformations. I worked for Accenture, Deloitte, PwC overseas, so a lot of background in digital transformations, worked in the retail industry, financial services, and a little bit of government. So a lot of techie stuff, but we'll try to keep it less technical today and more on the ecosystem. Agenda, I mean, again, we'll talk about some of the challenges, the platform comparisons, the platforms that we work with. Mostly it's the SaaS products that are most common. And then the ecosystem that provides the solution. So we're going to be focused on the integrations with these platforms, or the software or tools that are out there, and what they do. We're not recommending any specific tool, but we're going to be talking about these applications and how they can, you can look at them to expand or scale your business. All right. So some of the challenges, and I would really like to keep it very interactive today. So some of the challenges that we see in the industry, really, especially in furniture, high shipping costs, very complex return cycles. It's very hard for, you get a couch, how do you return it, keep the cost down, just keep it there and give the customer credit, et cetera, et cetera. Inventory and warehouse management, huge, right? So what are some of the tools, applications that can help with the inventory management? Integrations with the ecosystem. So you've got shipper in China, shipper overseas, shipper in Las Vegas. How do you integrate? How do you track? And it all pours into the customer experience, right? Your end customer doesn't want to just stay in the dark. I mean, when I buy furniture, it's like, okay, you'll get it in 3 months, 6 months, 7 months. And some of it, okay, unavoidable, but the more integrations you have, maybe hopefully leveraging technology, the more visibility you give to the client. We talk a lot about this in other industries, even in financial services. Customer experience is huge. If they have a bad experience with one vendor, less a retailer less likely to if they can avoid them, they're gonna. I mean, we all utilize Amazon, right? So we like the fact that you can see where the truck is. My son is tracking. It's like he's gonna wait outside for the truck so that he, right? Exactly. So he's like, okay, he's like six stops away from our house. So, and this stuff is today. I mean, maybe 10 or 20 years ago, the technology was not available for all of us, right? But today's world, this technology is available. So this is today. We're going to talk about today and how we can optimize as we grow or scale. Marketing and conversion challenges, of course. There's challenges. How do we keep our customers engaged and all that? And this area is huge. We're not a marketing company, but this is an area where there are some tools that can help with that. Omnichannel sales, expanding your sales, right? So are you only selling online? Are you selling Amazon? Are you selling Walmart, right? B2B, B2C, Facebook, Instagram. So how do you utilize that and stay in control of your inventory, stay in control of what you have, and You can count what's been sold and what's over one certain channel, and optimize your stock levels accordingly, and even predict, right? And of course, supply chain challenges and delays. We talked about them. Here you'll see a comparison between Shopify and BigCommerce. I do have another slide that has one more, a competitor, but Shopify and BigCommerce, again, we're not promoting a specific platform, but these are the SaaS products. So what's a SaaS? A lot of you might know, software as a service, right? So I know a lot of vendors who are using, for example, WooCommerce and others. It's free, retailers.
What's it called?
WooCommerce. WooCommerce, right? So it's open source, free. Even the next one we're going to talk about. But then you have to host it. You can use GoDaddy or whichever hosting provider, and it's not a scalable option, right? So from today, everything is on the cloud. We've been talking about it for the past 10, 15 years. So Shopify and BigCommerce are cloud-based solutions. They use Google, they use AWS, and they're worldwide. So when I was living in Dubai and I wanted to start, I was in technology, I wanted to start my first e-commerce venture. I tried Magento, I tried WooCommerce, then I went to Shopify. Click, $29 a month, and everything is there. And then you download a theme. If you need to customize it a little bit, or you can ask somebody to customize it for you, and you've got a store in a couple hours. So they have the performance, they have the scalability. They are, I would say, great. Now, as you scale and you want to do more on the front end, or you want to do headless commerce, meaning like you've got your own order management system, you've got your own ERP, you've got your own POSs, and you just want to use these platforms for specific e-commerce activities where you're buying online, BigCommerce plays a better role there, right? BigCommerce is very much highly more configurable, more flexible for customers to as they scale to be part of their ecosystem. Again, Shopify is what we're thinking more. It's like small to medium size, even large size can use it, but a little bit restrictive. BigCommerce, less restrictive. They've got their own architecture team that can work with clients, et cetera, but at the same time, still robust, still has an application ecosystem, more configurable. Shopify we would rely on the application ecosystem. So in that case, we've developed like 6 or 7 applications on the Shopify stores. Utility applications, subscription to geolocation. One of the companies we work with has they're a furniture wholesaler in Canada. So they have like 100 or so retailers buying from them. So they do drop shipping. So how do you keep all the inventory synced, the pricing, modular, right? So that's an application we have, and they subscribe to it, but we customized it for them so that they can do the drop shipping. What else? I would say BigCommerce, we talked about scalability, performance. They can do more SKUs, talking about 400 versus, or 600 versus 100. API integrations, as we said, as you get more, as the furniture retailer becomes more into enterprise level, right? So they both work at all levels, but scalability is definitely something that you'll see with BigCommerce. Okay. And ease of use, Shopify is easier, but both are also relatively easy to use, right? Of course, in the future, we want, as software evolves, they want to have less, you need less developers, and that's what BigCommerce and Shopify try to do. You don't need a developer just to have a site. The reason we come in, we are developers. The reason we come in is when it becomes more complex. When what you're trying to do becomes more complex. That's where we come in. I did add at the end, I was debating, should I include Magento or not? So I did add Magento at the end. Magento is open source, fully configurable. They've got plans. With full flexibility and configuration and how you host it and all that, there becomes support requirements and reliability and all that. and a lot of, so you probably want to have a large a development team in-house. That's where Magento plays. But very much, you do with it what you want to do with it. Again, the ecosystem with BigCommerce and Shopify, a lot of it's kind of like, I want to compare with iPhone and Android, right? The app stores, right? So Shopify has a huge app store. BigCommerce has their own app store. The others don't have as much applications. Developers are not enticed to develop on their platforms. Any questions before I move on? I'm going to try my best not to keep the topic dry because I know, I get bored if it becomes too technical. So I want to keep it as relevant as possible to your business and what you do. Please.
When you said 100 SKUs versus 600 with BigCommerce,
Yeah.
you mean like 100 items on the website? 600 items on the
No
website?
SKUs, like if it's a t-shirt, like small, medium, large, and then different colorways.
So 100 different sizes in the one t-shirt.
100 different types of t-shirts, but then it says here 3 options per product for Shopify. In BigCommerce, 200.
The extra large.
So you size,
Small,
color,
medium, large.
So what's the 100?
the different types of t-shirts, but then the options are like size, color, right? Fit, etc. So you get different variances within each SKU.
Gotcha.
So is each fabric pattern a different SKU?
No, I mean, we're talking about furniture, but each item is a SKU, right? Each type of item, but you could get one SKU but different colors. That's my experience.
So one sofa in 100 different colors.
One sofa, you could be 100 different. No. One sofa is one SKU, let's say, right? This specific sofa, but you can have.
Only 3 colors.
You can have color, size, right, and something else, or fabric, color, size, fabric. The color can be as many as you have colors. You're not limited by the SKUs within that sofa.
So it's SKUs and then attributes. It's separate. So you
Right.
have your SKU and
Right.
then all the other things, your colorways and stuff, that's your attributes. That's separate. That's not limiting.
Right. There's no limit to the attributes. Make sense?
So what's the 100 cap?
100 SKUs, 100 SKUs. So 100 type for each. No, for that product. So there's different SKUs. I mean, it's depends on the. 100 SKUs should cover majority of for that particular product. You might have different variances of that product, but like we said, so within that SKU, so you want to have a different SKU for that. That model, right? Different SKUs comes with different SKUs. But if you within the SKU, you've got the different types of fabric or color, etc. So that's where you have flexibility there. So I want to say that this should be enough, right? We're not saying it's limiting, but BigCommerce allows for more. So it just depends. That's why we're talking about BigCommerce scaling more.
And each level of their platform, the price goes up based on the number of your SKUs and integrations and things like that and level of support.
Thank you for mentioning that. The number goes in terms of like number of users and how types levels of support, etc. Right? So each of them have specifics, but there's a very important point I wanted to mention about Shopify. Shopify does take a % of your transaction so that's another reason why you have different tiers. So for example, the first tier I believe they take 2%. Please don't quote me, but then they go to 1%, right? Then they go 0.5% as you get to the Shopify Plus of your transactions, right? So you're not limited to their own POS, but they want you to use their POS. But let's say you use a different POS, they still take a transaction fee. BigCommerce, when they're marketing themselves, they don't take a % of your transactions. They don't take the 2% from each transaction. So again, Shopify, I would say more easier. Again, and you're not limited to BigCommerce or Shopify. You can go to WooCommerce. There's a lot of things you can, but we're talking about the subscription-based, like everything we use, Spotify, etc. Subscription-based. But BigCommerce, that's how they market them, is that they do not take a transaction fee.
So the cost is on the setup fee then?
The cost?
Yeah.
They're giving you a full-fledged solution, so it's for providing that solution. As you scale and you want to pay less transaction fees, and right, so as you scale, that's how the cost goes. Right? Each of them, again, has specifics on why they charge more. But the thing is, I would say, again, here, with enterprise, right, so BigCommerce wants to work with the enterprises. They provide a technical architect. Again, I'm not trying to sell either one or any product, but BigCommerce, as you become, multi-billion dollar company, they want to work with you. Well, why would I go to BigCommerce? Why don't I just go to Oracle or Salesforce, right? Or Magento as a large company? BigCommerce wants to be in that arena. If you want to use a SaaS platform today, huge organizations are using SaaS. Why don't they just use buy the product, host it themselves, or get something called infrastructure as a service or platform as a service for the more technical folks? But the big corporations are moving towards the SaaS solution where it's reliable, it's secure, and it serves the purpose, but they want to customize it. So BigCommerce and Shopify both are customizable. One thing we saw when we're working with Shopify customers or our own clients, checkout, you cannot do much with the checkout page with Shopify, right? Okay, we're moving to Plus, fine, we're paying for, because they have like 4 or 5 brands, right? And websites. Okay, fine, we move to Plus. You've got more flexibility, but the checkout is, what you can do on the checkout page is you might be. Any of you using Shopify, by the way? Anyone? No? You're using Shopify? Okay. So with Shopify, the checkout, you have less control over it. But we can do it before, we do the customization before the checkout. For additional taxes, additional fees, whatever we need to do, we do it before the checkout to make sure that it's visible to the client. All right. So the next few slides are going to talk about some products that complement these platforms, right? And I want to say, we added a disclaimer here. We're not promoting a specific product. We are sharing some products that we are familiar with, that our customers worked with, but we're not saying these are the best in the market for inventory management. There are many more inventory management systems, warehouse management systems that you should be looking at. The idea from inventory management system, of course, you could just use Shopify or you could use your platform. But inventory management, as you have online stores, brick and mortar, right? You're selling on different channels, different SKUs, etc. So your inventory management system is going to give you the end-to-end visibility, allow you to sell on different channels, decipher between joint stocks. So dedicate some of the stock level to the specific channel, Amazon, for example, versus Walmart versus the C2C, B2, or your wholesale. So inventory management system gives you the end-to-end visibility and reporting, etc. Warehouse management systems, we talk about, I mentioned Sin 7 and Storage. Yesterday, I just met somebody from Storage here in the HFA. So they're working with furniture companies. And again, we're not advertising, but we're saying that we're talking to them yesterday. He was telling me about how they can streamline the warehouse operations, how some of the other partners have worked with them when they needed a warehouse management consultant system because you're dealing with bulk products, you're dealing with, it's not a pallet with just t-shirts or glasses, right? So you're dealing with mixed basket of fruits, let's say, mixed basket of furniture, right? Of course, if you have an ERP solution, that ERP solution can also be your order management system, and it can integrate with BigCommerce or even Shopify. So if you have an ERP that kind of integrates the accounting, the financial services, the taxes with your inventory and warehouse. So these are again, I would say, examples, but of some of the softwares that we've seen that work, that work with or integrate well with these platforms. But there are others in the market. You might be using your own ERP system that's different from those, which is totally fine.
Do you have other ones to recommend besides NetSuite?
Others that we recommend, you mean? like other than NetSuite?
Besides NetSuite.
So I mentioned here three that we looked at, Bright, Pearl, and we can, the presentation will be available on the HFA website. We mentioned Bright, Pearl, Acumatica, but if you're interested to, for just to give you a point of view, I'm happy to talk to you. And I'll try to share my card after this conference. I have a booth. We have a booth here, but we're happy to talk to you and just share some ideas. I mean, from our perspective, the way we build relationships and the trust is through sharing our knowledge. That's it. Nothing else. At the end of the day, it depends on your ecosystem, what you're using today. Why would you go and buy NetSuite if you're paying for something else, etc. What do you need to migrate from your QuickBooks to NetSuite? So there are many considerations. Okay. Are you selling online?
Yes, but very small right now.
And which platform are you using?
Well, don't laugh. I mean, right now it's just so small. I'm on Squarespace.
Okay.
And I was told to move over to Shopify, but anyways, I need to get some systems in place and or hire people because, I can't move forward being so small. So that's why I'm trying to figure
Right.
out the whole web, like spider web of business.
Right. I'd love to chat with you more. However, you mentioned Square, and that's even when I go to conferences, even when I go to NRF or retail, there's like hundreds of solutions out there. Especially when you go to Square, they all want to be in the e-commerce space. And I'm not saying any, hopefully they'll be very successful, but from our experience, there are some key players.
It's so, but as I scale, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
But then I heard it's kind of difficult to transfer, and like once you transfer everything over to Shopify, it's supposed to be just impossible. So
I wouldn't. It's I want to compare, when you're on Apple, right? It's you can't go from Apple to Android.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well, but usually I can, so I've done it. So it could be, but you have to do it carefully. I've been in project management, program delivery, right? And you have to analyze what you have before you just go and hit the click and yeah, it for sure. But that's the thing. So retailers are confused. Where should I go? Okay, GoDaddy gave me a free offer for a lifetime website, lifetime e-commerce, Wix, etc. Again, it just depends. But we just have to see what's there. All right. Okay. Again, interesting. We're talking about shipping challenges, right? So your ecosystem. I like the fact that we can utilize Amazon, right? We can integrate with Amazon, and it's not that you need a partner to help you with integration. So sometimes it's because you're utilizing some of these common platforms. It's not that difficult to integrate, right? It's not like 5,000 hours or 100 hours to integrate with Amazon. So we've got Amazon FBA, we've got ShipMonk, ShipBob. They've got warehouses. We talked about Amazon having 110 warehouses, right? Everybody knows that they're huge, 185 worldwide. So they can do the fulfillment and tracking and everything for you, and they can send within the platform. They can tell you, which ultimately informs the customer, where is my order, right? So that's one option. A lot of our customers are using ShipStation. Again, we're recommending it, not necessarily, but they're using ShipStation. So kind of simplifies the shipping process, right? It gives you discounts with USPS and even other carriers.
I've heard ShipStation, it doesn't really work for furniture. Have you used that with furniture brands?
The customers I'm working with, honestly, are not the ones using ShipStation are not furniture.
For like large pieces, it's,
So thank you for letting me know, because I did not know that ShipStation has challenges with furniture. Interesting. So and this takes me to the next one, which is the last mile delivery, and you'll see one of these vendors. As I'm talking like Envio, right? So last mile, they have the tracking. Some of them have trucks, right, for furniture, and I would say these tools and these companies, they work with providers, right, for furniture delivery, etc., right, and give you And then when you integrate back to the platform, back to, let's say, Shopify or BigCommerce or WooCommerce, it informs the customer experience. It informs the customer, where's my product, where's the truck right now, et cetera, because they're tracking via GPS.
So may I ask a question?
Please.
So when you're integrating, so when you've set it up and you've got like your monthly cost of what the website and platform is, and it comes with its certain limitations in each, and then you have integrations with all of these others, are those integrations included in those packages, or are they additional? And then you have to have that relationship, like there's a ShipStation fee to integrate it, plus you're paying for ShipStation, plus your website. Is that, so just trying to like break down.
I love the question. Thank you. And that's why we mentioned some of the cost, because we want to kind of, from an educational perspective, keep the cost in mind. But I need, it'll take many more slides to talk about each cost. Yeah, absolutely. They're all in it for the we're all in it for the money, right? I read the book The Goal, right? He's like, oh, I want to improve the efficiency of my factory. I want to bring in more, streamline this production line, etc. But then his professor's like, okay, wait, tell me my goal is to make money. So everyone's goal is to make money. The reason we mention some of these products is because they integrate with these platforms. So you might have to have a subscription on their website, and many of them, the subscriptions comes from Shopify, right? So I'll give you an example. We have applications on Shopify. I'm not really necessarily marketing them. You just go to Shopify, you search, okay, by reviews, and it's like for subscription, maybe $20 or $30 a month. We'll talk about OmniSync. We're building an integrator.
Subscription for what, for example?
For subscription app. Well, the application is called subscription.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you have, I don't know, so you're selling furniture, but you're selling some items for a cleaner for the furniture, right? So you want your like I subscribe to coffee, right? So every month you get it, every month, every week. So we have an application on the Shopify store to do subscriptions. On BigCommerce, you can, it has more flexibility to customize, but you can still buy an application. So if you're buying an application, you're going to pay, let's say, $20 a month for that application. So you're right. It's not it's not the $29.99. That's not enough.
Right, so you pay $29 for your website, you build it, you put 100 products on
Right.
it, whatever, then you pay for the ShipStation, or you pay for your
Yes.
integration with your point of sale to keep up with your inventory.
Yes.
You're paying for that additional $30, I'm just putting, say, $30 for the ShipStation, $30 for your point of sale.
Yes.
So now you're at 29, then,
Yeah,
then, so who maintains that? So like if I have an issue, who do I call? Do I call ShipStation? Do I call Shopify? Who supports that if there's an issue with the integration?
I want to say, even if you're buying from Shopify, usually, and Shopify, it's kind of like Amazon and Marketplace. So Amazon will support you, but usually you're dealing with that particular vendor.
The product. Okay.
Right, exactly. So we get emails on a daily basis. We have a JSON integration with Google, right? The listing on Google, so a technical
So
application.
you're essentially paying for the service, but also the support, like
The-
$30 will pay.
Yeah, but I could, I have it, we're a company, right? So another company somewhere else, right? Yeah, he could respond to you in one day. He could respond to you in, but then you have Shopify to say, hey, these guys are, they're not capable. And ShipStation is big, right? So
Does Amazon also charge the same as Shopify? Don't they charge more?
Amazon takes, I believe, takes a percentage of your sales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so does Shopify.
Shopify takes, they don't talk because they take a transaction. They call it transaction fee.
Yeah.
So but Amazon is like really, they're marketing your product. Of course, you got to be careful with Amazon, right? Because they could.
So what do you do?
But Shopify.
You ship your product to an Amazon warehouse, and then they're basically a fulfillment.
Exactly.
So, but then you have to pay. So you're paying to ship your goods to Amazon, and then they will hold it and fulfill it.
Exactly, but hope.
Then technically, the customer gets it for free if they're Prime members. So that's an advantage.
Right, and also, they have warehouses, so hopefully you're going to be delivering it to their warehouse. Hopefully, it's within your city, right? Or
Well, yeah, but you have to have your product manufactured. So
Oh,
wherever
for
you're getting it manufactured, right? It has
They
to
can
come, right to the fulfillment.
yeah, they don't have to ship it to you. Exactly.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes more sense.
and you're the experts in 3PL and air, but we're talking about the tools and the products, right?
Right.
That we've seen, and absolutely, when it comes down to it, when
Everything's so expensive. It's like everything adds up, and your margin just goes. Yeah.
You know, and that's the
It's like now
dilemma,
it's
right?
worth your while to produce it,
Right.
and get it out there.
Right.
And then you have to be competitive. I mean, it's hard.
Right. And buyers, they say, okay, furniture companies make 300%, but then, but then when it comes to yeah, you're right. It's kind of like it's kind of, you know, online. It's kind of like renting a store, renting a warehouse, and all
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
fair, that's fair.
it's the ecosystem. But the main thing is, if you have a store or, you know, a department, you're not gonna be, and you're selling in your store, you're not gonna be paying Shopify. I mean, we'll talk about
that's right.
POS integrations and
You have it, yeah, but then
right.
you're paying rent and employees.
Exactly,
And insurance and healthcare.
right.
I'd probably rather pay Amazon than all that other stuff.
You know, and it's important to, I wanted to just mention, it's important to in my opinion, personal opinion, it's important to have your website, right, or your e-commerce site, and then you decide where do I want to sell on Amazon today, I want to sell on Walmart. So it's important, it gives you more flexibility, but that's just my opinion.
So that's your point, the whole reason why you're is that's your point, you know, when you streamline it and you do, then you don't have to pay the employee because now you've streamlined it.
Yes,
So now your healthcare is gone, because now
That's
I'm
fair.
doing integrations and I'm streamlining my processes, so my money is now better spent. I'd rather pay, streamline my business and not have to pay
Do
to
six
salary, right? So you're,
Right.
it's self-checkout essentially.
No,
It depends on your business model, you're right.
no, I just, someone doesn't myself.
Sorry.
No, I'm. Thank you so much for making it interactive. Some of the topics we talk about are not very fun to talk about, so thank you. I'd like to get your question.
It sounds like there's some confusion on, like, you're talking website versus when you mentioned Amazon. Amazon's not your website.
Correct.
No, correct.
That's-
Amazon's your 3PL that you are
Yes,
just
exactly.
feeding product to.
Yeah.
Right, they're just the
I've-
fulfiller.
yes.
fulfillment.
Yes. And I've got a diagram that shows you that.
They click to buy instead of me. Like right now, I'm the fulfiller, which is not working,
Right.
and I can't see.
So even if they buy from you, you can still. I don't know about Amazon. Maybe Amazon would want to buy from, but the others, right? If they buy from you, they'll still fulfill. They can click to buy.
Amazon would fulfill, right?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure like how they.
They might have.
If it's not.
Are you saying I can sell on my website and Amazon will fulfill it?
That I'm not sure of, but I'm 3P. Maybe.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't think so.
Amazon's gonna say, no, you come through our
You come through us.
Amazon.com and we will fulfill it, not through, you know,
Right.
Jeff's Furniture Store.
Right. And I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to ascertain to that, but it makes sense. So I would think Amazon would want you to buy from their side. I would think so. But right. But 3PL, right? In general, you know, ShipBob or others, you can buy from your website and they'll fulfill.
Correct. So I didn't know if Amazon did that or not.
Maybe. I'm not. I mean, I can
Might
check.
have minimum user. I'm sure they have a.
It's a question to them. It's.
'Cause I can't see them giving up that.
Right, right. And that's why I said having your website, right? Because you don't want to rely fully, in our opinion, on Amazon. But that's your business model, right? I do have a little bit an MBA, but I don't give business advice. I veer away from it. Okay, returns. And you know, I enjoyed meeting some of these vendors because I went to e-tail in Boston, General e-tail. I've been to NRF in the past. So I try to go to different conferences, and then you get to meet these interesting companies, and they tell you about what they do, right? And you know, again, hopefully we can you know, these slides and information will be available for you, and I'm happy to. If it's okay with everyone after the meeting, I'll grab some of my cards, and happy to discuss any research that we've done, and we'll probably need to do more research for it if you want to ask about these products. But really, you've got Loop, After Ship, Happy Returns. What I liked about Happy Returns is really they've got the 8,000. They mentioned they have 8,000 centers. They call them bars, and they utilize UPS, right? So with UPS, it's kind of like Amazon, right? You bring the product, no box, no nothing, and or no box, and they print out with a QR code. So Happy Returns kind of helps you. And some of these, you know, give you reward points, or they figure something out, or they might, you know, for large bulk items, they might give you credit. So it's not a must to work with any of these, but as you mentioned, there's a cost to everything you do. But there's also some benefits, right? Maybe, so you just have to measure the rewards. Okay. Let's see. This is a busy slide. Key points in this slide, really. Again, this is the POS systems are not the only ones in the market. I'm sure you can do your research and find others that are bigger, better. But we just mentioned some of the key players: Venn, Square, I know Clover, right? Some of the ones that our customers worked with. We talk about centralized operations and catalog management, flexible inventory, real-time reporting and management. So if you're online and you're brick and mortar, right? You want your POS either to be integrated with your online shopping platform, and you want it to synchronize. So you don't want to have a set of inventories in POS, and we worked with a client doing exactly. They don't know what they have in their stores. So why don't you? So if these two systems are not integrated, then you don't know your true level of stock. You don't have true real-time reporting. You cannot fulfill orders if you have it in stock in your store, but you don't know that it's, kind of from a report, from an online purchasing perspective. Also streamlining the mobile and contactless payments. Of course, do you really want the customers to pay with Apple Pay? But sure, QR code, they can pay with their mobile, etc. So selecting a good POS system and integrating it with your online platform, if you're selling both online and brick and mortar, it would be a very good idea. Marketing, we added some icons. We didn't add all the icons here, but marketing, these tools are common. We were looking at Yotpo, and they do a lot of social reviews and loyalty, and they provide also subscription with loyalty. Again, I mentioned the subscription, for example, application. These are applications kind of like what we have, but they are like more on the loyalty and engaging users, etc., like so and so forth. OmniSend does multi-channels, SMS, etc. Then I did some research of, which tools are good for WhatsApp messaging, because a lot of people, especially people who are international, use WhatsApp, and and that's a good way to engage. Hootsuite, Buffer, right, for social media, which are very common tools, and then other more traffic and analytics tools that are out there in the market. Adobe, similar way. I'm sure when you're in the furniture business, you're familiar, everyone's been aware of AR, VR, right? So we mentioned a few tools. 3Kit and Zikik, right? 3Kit is more complex. Zikik is simple. Probably it will, as you talked about cost, right? It varies within the cost, how much you're gonna get, right? So, we believe these platforms, right, can be enhanced. Some of them, they'll provide AR capabilities, but it can be enhanced with applications. So putting the phone or the computer in the room and seeing how it would look like, measure it, right? So there are many other tools, but these are some of the tools that we saw in the market. Chatbots, Zoe and Macy's. So having first line of support from an AI chatbot could be helpful. And what else? And we're good here, right? All right. Let's talk about omnichannel. And I'm going to share the diagram I talked about. So we still have 10 minutes. And I hope we're taking questions as we're talking, because we might not have, but we can talk outside if we have more questions. But quickly, we mentioned some of the tools that can integrate with the Walmart, Amazon, eBay, Google Shopping, right? So these tools are out there. We're building our own from MG Logics. As you have a solid platform, solid POS, so inventory management system, now you can, you've built the foundation and you can sell on different sales channels, right? So that's where some of these tools, Feedonomics, Sellbrite, are really enablers for you and for your business. Of course, there's a subscription and they're going to compete in price, but we know that BigCommerce works very well with Feedonomics, and they have some of their own native. BigCommerce has some of their own native multi-channel sales. but of course, these tools are specialized in that area. And we talk about some statistics about the increase in revenue and what they've seen. So as you sell more on Amazon and other places, but you still have control of your website. You don't want to give them, give all your products to Amazon, but then you pick and choose what you want to sell on Amazon or Walmart Marketplace. And I want to, get to this diagram because here, this is the ecosystem, right? It's not a fancy diagram. We just, built a simple diagram. And if you can see here, you've got the email, SMS selling, right? Instagram, you've got B2B and B2C. So your website is going to be the major B2B and B2C. So you've got a wholesale site and you've got the retail site. That's where you want to utilize BigCommerce and Shopify. But everything else, then you've got sales channels and these applications that can sell into Bing, into Pinterest, TikTok, etc. If it doesn't get banned, Amazon, eBay. So that is the ecosystem. And then you've got analytics, accounting that can help you. Okay, I'm selling through your BI engine. Business intelligence. Where am I selling more? Right? So you want an integrated solution. Sounds complex, and it doesn't have to be day one look like this. But as you build these systems, as you build the CRMs and all, you want your ecosystem to give you, as an executive, to give you the reporting, tell you, okay, where are my best sales channels? How can I optimize? What's my product that sells best on Amazon versus on the website, et cetera, right? And it integrates with marketing, and then you could say, okay, which one's getting clicks, and so on and so forth, when we talked about Klaviyo and these Omnisend tools. So this is, again, very simple diagram, and we'll happy to share, but kind of talks about the ecosystem that we see, and then you can have your own returns, your own logistics and returns, and you can work with a third party for returns. So it's the flexible model. If there are no questions here, I'm going to quickly talk about 2 case studies, and then we're good. All right. Transformer Table, very interesting website. They've got Transform. Maybe some of you know them, but they had a very they had a very tough experience with their previous solution. We don't know what solution they were using. Maybe they were in WooCommerce, and it was not flexible. Was having issues with inventory and other challenges. Other challenges with integration, as we talked about. The whole slide was the customer experience and integration ecosystem. So they moved to Shopify Plus. They leveraged Shopify Markets and NetSuite. And that kind of helped them increase their conversion rate. As you probably know, with Shopify, you've got the cart abandonment features and other features that helps increase conversion, and utilizing your BI and other tools with marketing. They're all integrated, right? So we talked to Orbitz yesterday, and they mentioned that they were working with a client working with Magento. So they're having issues integrating their marketing tools with Magento, and trying to solve them, but their experience with the major platforms, again, we don't want to mention one or the other, has been much better. So that's where you want to look at a more simpler platform or more scalable. Another is QE Home, 70 plus physical locations. They had a lot of issues with integrating with some of the, they use PayPal, they use Afterpay, they use ShipStation, Klaviyo. So they had a lot of integration problems and scaling and reliability. So they moved to BigCommerce. So we just wanted to share a very simple, client experience that have, and this is information available with Shopify and BigCommerce, but we kind of picked relevant industry examples, use cases, and some of the results. And we're not, again, marketing this platform or other, but it's the ecosystem. We're talking about building an ecosystem, easily integratable, scalable, and reliable. All right, we have 5 minutes. Any questions? Good. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll bring in my business cards just to share with you right after this.
Thank you.
Thank you.